Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's only live stream of today. We are on Train Sim World 2 Rapid Transit. We are in the DBBR 182. We're going to do a passenger service from the Dessau Hauptbahnhof down to Leipzig Konowitz. So let's get in here, get our locomotive set up, and get underway. It's about an hour long service. And of course, we spawn in at a random station. No train. That's fan-flippin-tastic. Wow! That is not the way I want to start my service off today. Alright, let's try another one then. Try this 11:20 service. This apparently is a issue that's affecting all the routes. It's not just daggone Dresden. I just can't even. I just can't even care enough to be angry at this point. I really can't. Make sure that's closed. Yep, just can't even care enough at this point. We'll just put Bamberg, I don't care. Hello? Agonost? Let's get the exterior lights on. Let's get lights on. Make sure all of our stuff is released. Yep. Hello, Joseph. No, we're on the rapid transit route. We're not on the Hamburg to Lübeck one. Yeah, it does look a little bit like Hamburg to Lübeck line. Got some similar sort of industrial areas to it. This was one of the first routes that I remember coming out on the old Train Sim World. Good morning, Chris. The one previous to this, the Train Sim World 2020, had a rapid transit. Was one of the early lines that was available, if I remember correctly. Did have a road map yesterday. Yeah, it is. Absolutely, I agree with that. Lots of work to be done. They admitted. They understand the frustrations. I don't believe they do. I'm not convinced, I'm sorry, not convinced at all that Dovetail Games does understand the frustrations of the player base. So, anyway, stuff coming out soon. Of course, tomorrow is the Brighton mainline route. Or Brighton, not Brighton 2. Brighton mainline is out tomorrow. I will download it in the morning. I will try to get that done before we do our services on, let's see, I have to look at my notes here after I get into the station. Tomorrow will be the LGV Mediterranean route, and then we're going to go flying kind of a special flight tomorrow. No flying today. Just a quick reminder for anybody who is going to be looking for me to stream flying today. That's not happening. It will not be. It's not happening. Anyway, so let's see. Did I make it in time? I did. Okay. Let's see what else. So yeah, tomorrow will be on the LGV Mediterranean. Eventually, we will do the Brighton mainline, but I'm going to let the hype die down. I'm going to wait to see how many issues are reported. If it's going to be a hot mess like Dresden's been, and well, essentially the whole game has been one way or another. Like if you guys saw at the very beginning, I picked a service, spawned in, didn't spawn in the train, it just spawned me in at a station. And no train. So, I'm not even going to waste the energy of putting in a trouble ticket, because I'm just going to get a copy and paste answer from them. So, yeah. Good morning, Mick. Welcome. I apologize if the Twitch feed, it says it's unstable, but I've got a good connection over here on YouTube. I don't understand it. Yeah, so pardon me if I sound salty regarding Train Sim World 2. I can't. I'm not going to defend the indefensible anymore. So I'm sorry. I'm trying. I don't want to be negative, but I'm not buying their attempts at the feel good stuff. So anywho, hopefully everybody's having a good middle of the week. Inching closer to the weekend. And yeah, so tomorrow LGV Mediterranean, and then we'll go flying. It will be in the Beechcraft King Air 350i, that I can assure you. But where we're going is going to be a bit of a secret until tomorrow. And then Friday we're doing the Isle of Wight. And then we are going to finish. We're going to continue flying around from Portugal into Spain, I do believe. Saturday will be we're flying only And that is going to be another special flight. And then Sunday will be a special flight. So some special flights coming up. Some fun stuff. So do tune in for that. I think everybody had a good laugh, good time yesterday with the F-14. That was fun to do. So probably on Monday, well, I'm going to keep an eye on things on the week over the weekend as far as the Brighton main line release, what the initial thoughts are, especially from the Xbox side of things. I understand that now PlayStation's got its own issues with download limits. You can only have so much content or something like that. That doesn't make any sense. So, yeah. They may have... That's going to affect the PlayStation community, certainly. Many of whom they love this game because, A, there's usually discounts. Yeah, I figured it would be, Nick. I had bought the plane, I flew it. I was like, you know, I'm going to try... Well, first, like I said in the stream the other day, I tried the Eurofighter, could not... even if I came off the afterburners and everything, it's very difficult to fly. And so I thought, well, I'll try this, and flew way better than I expected. So, yeah, it was... Yeah, 64 gigabytes for DLC. That just... I don't quite understand who in their right mind thought that would be a good idea. That just doesn't make any sense to me. But I don't know. So yeah, that's yeah, I agree, Chris. That really blew my mind when I saw that. I'm like, why would you, after everything, all the hoops that people went through to get a PlayStation 5, then you're like, oh, we're gonna limit how much DLC you can have. It's like that just doesn't make any sense at all. But there's a lot that goes on that does not make any sense anymore in the video game industry, whether it's the console makers themselves or the developers. There seems to be some serious problems all around, you know. So, yeah, I don't know. That's just really strange. So yeah. So we got some special stuff. We may do Brighton Mainline, just the tutorial stuff on Monday, depending on how, you know, what the initial feeling is through the weekend when people are going to have time to actually play it, I think, and see how it goes. If it sounds like there's just too many problems with it right off the bat, which God help them if it does. I mean, they're going to get vilified in the forums, and anytime that they go onto a live stream, the vitriol is going to be pretty high. Like, people are just going to lash out and be, you know, like, really, they're not going to hold back. Now, I hope that I don't believe that it's appropriate, though, if you're that angry to, tell people they should kill themselves or whatever, something like that. That's not going to solve anything. But, if you can express it in such a way that you can get your point across without sounding like you wish violence on people, then by all means do it. I'm going to vote with my wallet and not buy any more content for the foreseeable future. That's the only way I think I can get my point across in a constructive way. But, yeah. So, anywho, forthwith and expeditious, saying that Sony are trying to make a point of developers are bringing gamers an unfinished game with loads of DLCs, having constant... that is a good point, Mick. Yeah, and I thought about that too. That, but the consumers are the ones that are suffering the consequences of that. Well, let me put it this way too. Consumers suffer through it because instead of taking a stand and saying, why are you doing this, you have people who will defend these companies tooth and nail. Oh, they did the best they could. It's not, there's always some sort of reasoning behind it, right? And it's usually money, and I get it. Businesses they exist to make. People who work there like to be paid for their work. They don't want to work excessive hours to help it. So, anyways, so yeah, but you're absolutely right. I think now you have Sony saying this practice is not going to be tolerated further because we can't keep up with the amount of data that is being pushed for the original game plus all the DLC, because it's starting to become larger and larger. Despite you can try to compress it, but you're gonna have to cut things. Or you're going to have to break it up. And when that happens, nobody's happy because it's, you're like, but I was expecting, it's going to be part 1 and part 2. But then they charge out the wazoo for both parts. Instead of saying, well, because we had to do this, you're going to pay one price for part 1, and then we're going to send you part 2 when it's completed. You won't have to pay another $1 for it. But they got to make their money too. I get it. It's a business. That's just the way businesses work. Otherwise, what are you in business for? Right? Anyway, so yeah, but now the customers, the people who own PlayStation 5s, right, now have to worry about that they're not going to be able to download stuff. Like when the Call of Duty games or even Battlefield, when there's new maps and stuff, you're limited. Right? You're limited on what you can do. So either you have to delete things, or you're going to go without. So at the end of the day, though, the consumer is stuck between the two. It's like when, mom and dad fight. Kid always seems to be stuck in the middle of mom and dad fighting. So that's what it's like. The game developers and the console makers, that's mom and dad. And consumers are the kids. I never thought we would reach a point in the video game industry that this is what we would be facing. And unfortunately, I think, and I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, the rise of multiplayer games, I think, is what created this problem, quite honestly. Because the gaming industry turned around and said, "Oh, well, we can release content and sell it for on the multiplayer part of it, and we're going to make a boatload of money." Once a game is marketed more, or people buy it more for the multiplayer aspect, then the gaming companies know they've got people hooked. You know, when you had a single player experience, or even maybe a co-op experience without all the battle royales and stuff like that. Well, that was a heck of a stop. Yeah, that was part of it. You had a complete game, you know, but with the battle royales, multiplayer stuff, they're constantly looking to release content, and they'll know people will pay hand over fist for it. I think that's where the problem started. But that's just my take on it. I'm not saying this. Plenty of people like the multiplayer aspect of things, but it's so damaging too. You know, you have people who purposely cheat in those games in multiplayer settings. You have people who, they don't want a multiplayer aspect in a game, but people push for it, just like people have been pushing for multiplayer in Train Sim World 2. And it's like, why? Or any upcoming... No, it is going to ruin the game. It's going to ruin it, I think. Because they're going to be pushing for different aspects of multiplayer, and that's going to affect the single player experience in ways that they probably don't even recognize yet. And there's going to be more fixes that have to be done and all this other stuff. And people don't seem to recognize that the multiplayer aspect of things a lot of times does not go well. That's my 2 cents. But I think that's part of it. When you had, the original Call of Duties, when Modern Warfare came out, it was like phenomenal, right? It was fun to play, but I want to play with my friends. Okay. It's a single player thing. There's a beginning, middle, and end of the story. Why can't you be satisfied with Exactly, Chris. That's exactly what I was thinking about. The upcoming Call of Duty game and Battlefield, the new one coming out. Yep, they are. It's going to put players in a bad position. They're going to have to make those decisions. What am I going to do? What can I get that I can download and still have fun playing? I mean, can you, if you delete, all right, say you play a map on Battlefield, right? A multiplayer map, but you're like, okay, a new map's coming out. Can you delete that map and stay under your 64 gig limit and get the new one? What happens if you're like, but I like the old map, and Mick's like, we're moving on from the old map. You know, that's going to cause problems as well. There's going to be folks who are going to be put in that awkward position. Like, I like the old map. I don't want the new one. What happens? What is the reasonable outcome? The reasonable outcome, I think, is going to be that, which is highly unreasonable, is that people are going to start, it's going to cause a rift between people. And some people are like, well, I'm not buying this, or I'm not doing this. And, you know. Well, they did. And I agree with Mick, though. It was a message to the developers that, hey, we know now that you are screwing the players. You're releasing half-finished games, and all it is constant updates. And we don't want that anymore. We're not going to take part in that anymore. You know. And I think Sony now realizes they enabled it for many years. Dovetail Games. Ryan, hello. Talk about, well, you know who Dovetail Games is. So yeah, I don't know. It's a mess. It's a big mess. The other thing too is, in a way, now anybody who's on the fence about buying they put a 64 gigabyte limit on PlayStation 5 owners for DLC. That's right. They just announced that yesterday. So anyway, yeah, now, I mean, anybody who is looking at getting a PS5, they might go, yeah, I'm not doing it then. So now you're going to see Xbox sales go up. And many longtime Sony fans are going to be like, yep, I'm out. I'm not coming back. Right now, even though I'm not meant to, my bus is broken, and that's what's this. Oh. So, yeah, there's just all kinds of crazy news over the past 24 hours, it seems. Dovetail issuing in my opinion, was a half-hearted apology. or not even an apology. It was like, well, we know people are frustrated. Golly gosh, we're sorry that you're frustrated. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. And I'm really surprised that, according to Amela, people were pretty much well behaved in the roadmap stream last night. Oh wow, that sucks, Ryan. So are you waiting for them to replace that then? How's that working for you? But I think if Brighton Mainline is a hot mess upon release, in 2 weeks' time, they're gonna. Well, no, it'll be lit up in the forums. Hello, Amela. Speaking of the devil, there is Amela. So, riddle me this, Amela. Did it seem like in the roadmap stream yesterday, and I didn't watch it, did it seem like maybe this was the quiet before the storm? That, people are, I guess, are on the high of... That's very true, Mick. That's what a lot of people feel, especially older gamers. The newer kids, they don't quite grasp that concept, but they'll defend it tooth and nail. They'll be happy to do it because generally it's grandma and grandpa or mom and dad who are paying for it. Anyway, so is it possible that the roadmap stream yesterday was the quiet before the storm because people are hyped for the Brighton Main Line, and they're hopeful that because it's taken this long for it to come out, that it is going to be more polished than either the Boston Springer or especially the Dresden route. Well, Boston didn't have any problems. It's Dresden that's more of the problems. But yeah, I'm curious. Do you think that, is that why people were a bit more well-behaved in the stream yesterday? All right, take care, Ryan. Nice to see you for a few minutes. Hopefully you get your stuff fixed and, milk that brake for all it's worth. That's my motto. I'd be like, hey, I don't know, I don't trust this bus. I'd rather you guys bring me a different one that actually works and doesn't have kicked out windows. So yeah, that's my question, Amela, to you is: do you think that it was kind of subdued last night, either because now that a lot of the kids, of course, are back in school, they may not have the time to watch a roadmap live stream, so therefore you had maybe people in there who were a little bit more civil, perhaps, or I don't know. I'm trying to figure this. I think they're just silently waiting around and seeing how, if it does on Thursday. Yeah, that's kind of what my assessment was as well, that everybody's waiting to see, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of keep an eye on the forums, especially throughout Thursday afternoon, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. If it seems like a lot of people, especially on the Xbox side, are experiencing too many problems, and we're not going to run it until further notice, or we're not going to run it at all. I'll download it. It'll be there waiting for updates, of course. But yeah, no, I'm not going to try to waste my time trying to do even the tutorial stuff. God forbid, that's the bug part. If you can't even get the tutorial stuff done. But yeah, and that's my feeling is that if they really screw this up, the next roadmap, it's going to be hide on the train. I just saw that, Chris. Well, don't go hiding in the loo. You know, that's where Mella's going to go looking first. That's the most obvious hiding place. Yeah. And you know, the sad part is, and again, I'm not wishing Sam and the crew ill will, but if it happens that way, in many ways, they're going to get what's coming. They're going to get what's coming. I hope I'm wrong, but they're going to get what's coming. And there's nothing, no amount of half-hearted apologies and whatnot like that. Yeah, I would agree with that also, Noah. Well, no, I wasn't. I think I was only surprised by how much worse it was compared to when him and Vic played FIFA 21. That's the only thing that surprised me. And Vic, I love you guys to death, but I was getting concerned for both of you last night. Like I was genuinely worried, more so about Pulse. That's the last place to hide. Well, there's not many other places to hide than Chris. I don't know really where you could hide on a train like this except the loo. I don't think you could hide in the maintenance closet. I don't think there's really any. Yeah, I get it. I am too, and I've had those moments. But it's, I was really worried because it was like the anger and everything became so overwhelming. And that's not a good place to be in. I've been there. I know. That's why I steer clear a lot of stuff. I don't. But if I'm on Division 2, let's go in the Dark Zone, which is the multiplayer. Nope. I'm not doing it. Why not? It's fun. I said, no, it's not. I am not going in there and getting screwed over by players who either A, are better than me, and I'll never be able to get to their level, or they're cheating, or both. So, yeah, I don't. That's why I steer clear. That's why I don't like. I can only handle multiplayer stuff in small doses. I can't, because once I get to that point, like Pulse was last night, then I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta leave. I have to call and say, I can't do it. I'm out. Yeah, I know, and I understand it, but I generally, I'm saying this as your friend, I was getting concerned, and it was hard to, to see you guys. You were getting frustrated to the point that it seemed to me, and I've done the same thing. Oh, I'm gonna finally break through. I'm gonna get that win. I'm gonna be able to do this. And the more you push after it, the more mistakes get made, and everything else. And it just, after a while, you're just like, okay. Yeah, you guys worried me last night. And I'm saying that as a place of caring about you guys as my friends. That was not easy to watch. Towards the end, especially. The latter half was just, it was difficult. channel, and I respect that. So you guys know what you want to do, and I will respect that. But that doesn't mean I'll stop caring about you. I think they will. I don't think that Sony. Well, Sony's banking on the hardcore fans sticking by them, because they do. Sony has a point of what they're trying to do, but if Sony doesn't walk that back a bit, or say, okay, well, we're trying to get a message across, and I think we've gotten people to understand the problems in the gaming community, or the gaming industry, not the community, the industry. Okay, everybody understands we need to have this dialogue, and we got to have it sooner rather than later. But if they persist on that, then I think you're going to start to see the folks will either say, okay, I can pick up a Series S for a fairly decent price. I'm going to pop over there for a while. I can still play, but I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to buy the game again anyway. But that's okay. I'm willing to do it. So yeah, it's only time's going to tell what the impact is going to be on Sony and their sales. Considering this was a system that it's still in many ways nigh on the impossible to get. Either you're paying double, or sometimes even people are asking for triple the amount for the price of it. It's a bold move by Sony, but I think it could invariably blow up in their faces. That's the fine line that they're going to have to walk, I think. So, yeah. Anyways. Still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 stops left total. Anyways. Lots of emotion today. What's up with that? Alright, we're going to switch it up just a bit. I'm going to ask a question. Now, if you want to put it in the chat, you can. If you're like, nah, I'm not going to say. Question is, if there's only one song in your entire music catalog that you absolutely cannot live without, not an album, one song, what is that song? I know, Mick, and I like to smile. Like I said, I love you guys as friends, just like everybody else I know. So, I'm just saying I was getting worried about you both. And I'm not ashamed to say that. Nor will I ever. But anyway, one song that you cannot live without. Not an album, one song. What is the one song that you cannot live without? Put it in the chat. So I like to hear this. I'm curious to see what the one song would be. If we can get one answer. Vivaldi, Four Seasons. Okay. Anybody else? There's one answer. False. Hello. How are you? We will be going into the underground here pretty soon. The underground portion for a bit coming up. So one song that you absolutely cannot live without. Let's see if we can get a few. I'm thinking. It could be the song that was at your wedding. It could be a song that came out the year you were born, or something that your parents played over and over as when you were a kid, or whatever. I don't think that's a song, Bella. That's a. I know you can't live without food. I think it's already been established. One song. What's the one song you were like every time you hear it, you're just like, yeah, that's my song. See, I thought Bill would say, ring my bell. I know back in the day, that was Amella's go-to song in the voice chat. I'm curious to see what Nick's answer is going to be. Yeah, see, I do. That's what it would be. I know you love that song to death. I wish Bex was in here too. I'd like to see Bex's answer. Oh, Paul C used to drive people crazy. Mel would put that on when we were in voice chat on virtual Discord. Oh, we'd go in after a stream. That would be the first song that the Bill would have too. That was Ring My Bell. catalog in his mind. Oh yeah, he used to drive people crazy. Whenever they'd see that, oh my god. Alright, mine is that's hard. I would say mine is a song called Yet Another Movie, which has a second part, a very short instrumental part, called Round and Round by Pink Floyd. They flow. It originally, when the Momentary Lapse of Reason album came out, it was all one song. It wasn't broke. Round and Round was not its own track. It was just a straight continuation at the end of the song. And then when they re-released the album later on, they broke it up. So it's its own track on the track list. But yeah, the only other one that I could think of that would be a close tie would be When I Changed My Life by the Pretenders. There's only one. Carpenters, We've Only Just Begun. I like that one. I grew up on the Carpenters. Like my mom, it was the Carpenters, it was Neil Diamond, the Mamas and the Papas. Never like Grateful Dead or anything, but yeah, Carpenters for sure. I remember growing up listening. I had a huge crush on Karen Carpenter. I was so sad when she died. I think there was a documentary about them that they talked about her life and death and what they could have done to try to prevent her death. Such a tragedy. Some interesting answers, that's for sure. Alright, we should be going to the ground here. See, if I had to pick one Carpenter song, it would be Close to You. Of all their music or their songs, I think that would be I grew up and got into it. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I grew up too and started listening to these music stuff. You know, that's part of the. You know, because usually most, like, the Carpenters and all that, that's music I associate with my parents, or my mom especially. So, yeah, when you're growing up, you're like, you want to branch out from, you know, everybody else's taste in music. You want to try to find your own sort of something that you love. And it's usually counter to what parents listen to. But I could still, like, having grown up listening to Kenny Rogers, and Neil Diamond, and all that, I could still, I know the words enough that I can sing along to it, no matter where I hear it, you know. I didn't really get into harder rock until I was in Germany. I started listening to Led Zeppelin. I started listening to The Doors. I started listening to Van Halen. Both versions, the Sammy Hagar and the David Lee Roth. You know, my music taste varied way more when I was in Germany. Like my exposure to different music. Listened to a lot of dance music because, you know, that's what was played at the clubs. So, yeah. My brother was the more heavy metal person between him and I. He was the only one that we liked both of us liked was Pink Floyd. And I had a poster of the wall, the album cover for the wall. And when I went to Germany, that little bastard took it from my room and put it in his. I'm like, no, dude, that's not how this works. Could have gone and got your own. Damn. I didn't. Well, there was some. Well, it wasn't prominent on the radio here, but yeah, there was some reggae stuff here and there. I can't stand metal too loud. Yeah, I think most everybody, in one way or another, loves Pink Floyd because there's just something about their music that people find agreement with. There we go. Get a little light in here. Ooh, I'm speeding and I am going to blow this station. I sure am. Yikes, I wasn't paying attention. That's for sure. Oops-a-daisy. Oh my god, that was terrible. Fleetwood Mac, yeah. I do like some Fleetwood Mac. I have their greatest hits, I think, on my Spotify. There's only a few songs I really like. Yeah, I know, Mela. I did a you. I overshot, but I didn't spat at least. I was speeding, and I went way past the station. I know I did. I don't think anything is on the platform, quite honestly. Nope, nothing is on the platform. Oh my god, I'm surprised it actually let me... Well, no, that might be it. There we go. That's on the platform right there. I was thinking about all this stuff and I wasn't paying attention. Well, we were on time at least. So we'll get 500 points for that. Oh boy. I should really be talking. It's okay. It's all good. Well, at least we're not too far off from the next one. We all do it. Yeah, there's just sometimes you lose your focus and you start thinking about other things, or you're trying to multitask and do all this other stuff at the same time, and it's just, yeah, it's easy to forget where you are. And sometimes you're going along so quickly, you forget that the station is that close to you. So anyway, we'll recover from it as best as we can. I just blame chat. No, I've done it when, on my own. My mind drifts and, oh, you start thinking about a bunch of other stuff, and oh, yeah, I gotta do this, or I gotta be doing this, and oh, I gotta make this phone call later today, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you're blowing right to the station. This is probably one of my, on this line, I love this station. Got this very futuristic. It kind of reminds me of Space Mountain in a way at Disneyland. It's all futuristic, got all these lights and everything, and yeah. I don't know, I just like, this is one of my favorite stations, and I think the next one too is one of my favorites. It's just so, like, clinical. You got all this concrete here as well. Like, there's nothing... This is such a monotone, in a way. There's only, like, this very light, and then you have the gray of the concrete. And the only other color you do have in here is the stone on these stairs. That's about it. Oh, on the platform. It's just, yeah, kind of crazy. So, I got 5 viewers over on Twitch. Welcome everybody. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Oops. So we'll wrap this up here pretty soon, and then I gotta get ready to get ready. I gotta go downtown for an appointment. I may even try to get my flu shot today if they have them. So yeah, tomorrow we'll be on what did I say it was? Oh, LGV Mediterranean. We'll do just one trip on the LGV Mediterranean, and then we will go flying. We're doing a special flight tomorrow. Should be enjoyable. And then Friday we'll be flying around Portugal/Spain. Saturday and Sunday will be no Train Sim World 2, but there will be... Wow, I'm going to be blowing through... Oh my goodness, that's twice now. Well, this one's not nearly as bad as the other one. Oh my lord. Did I make it on time too? I did. Okay. So yeah, some special flying Saturday and Sunday. So that should be fun. And yeah, some good stuff. There we go. A little bit brighter now. Not that it wasn't bright before, but yeah, so good stuff coming up. Lots of fun. And then we'll see if Monday is either going to be Brighton Main Line or we'll know by Sunday when I go flying for sure. And the flying on Saturday and Sunday, that'll be at the 6:30 in the morning time frame. So we're just going to fly right off the bat. We're not going to wait till 9. Do I need to wait? No, we're going to fly at 6:30 in the morning both days. Yeah. We got 1, 2 stops left. Yeah, good stuff coming up. And then as far as flying beyond Sunday, I think Monday for sure we will return to finishing up going around Spain. And then we'll I do want to do I know what we're going to do. We'll have some fun. We'll have a little fun. And then we'll finish up flying around Spain Tuesday. Monday's flight will be just, I don't think it'll take very long to do, but it's going to be fun. So, yeah, good stuff coming up. Lots of good stuff coming up. And then, let's see what else. Yeah. On that, I'm trying to think. I'm gonna have to look at some. Oh, nice, Amela. Late getting here. Not too bad though. Oh, you're getting ready for work, not a, I thought you said you were getting ready for a walk. You were getting ready for work. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Let's see. Yeah, as far as the, I'm gonna have to kind of think about some places to go after we leave Spain, because then we're kind of coming back along the Mediterranean coast there. Aerial touring, I gotta find some places for that. Some interesting places. There must be a train in our station. There it is. So yeah, we're going to figure out some more stuff. We will try to do. Now, here's one of the things I noticed when I was, Bex asked me about flying under some other bridges and whatnot. And I may try to do a quick check this morning before I got to get ready for my appointment. It seemed to me that the gap between the water and the lower part of the Golden Gate Bridge, flights over Africa, there will be eventually. Definitely, that's something fit into the. I'd like to do a flight from Casablanca somewhere, but if I do, it's going. If I do, kind of like if we think about the movie Casablanca. If I fly something low and slow like what would be from that time frame, it's going to take a long time to go somewhere. But we can do that like on a Saturday. I think Saturday we'll just do flying, we won't do anything on the trains. But anyway, what was I saying? I lost my track of thought now. Oh! I remember. So yeah, there seems to be a smaller gap. Now I don't know if the developers went through and put like an invisible barrier underneath the bridge and then another barrier just above the water. And so there's a very narrow area for you to fly through. So if you're trying to fly through something on like the Spitfire, it's very difficult because you have to keep the plane very steady to make it through there. Now I thought, well, what if they somehow the tide was in, because the tide does go in and out of the bay. I thought maybe that was it. Cessna 152. Like I flew underneath the Bay Bridge, the San Francisco portion. Oh, come on, you gotta be kidding me. Why is this doing this now? There is data. What in the bloody hell? Alright, it's saying that there's no data. Oh, there we go, it fixed itself. So yeah, I I don't know. Why is that train just sitting there? Come on, dude, you got to get a move on. Don't tell me this is glitched. So yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to do it and see if we have if I can make it happen. But yeah, something's changed. That's for sure. Dude, this thing has got to get a move on. Come on. Okay, I hope this thing is not. Why would I not be surprised that this is glitched? Well, I'm going to give it a moment or two more, and then we're just going to... If it doesn't get going here in a minute or two, I'm just going to end it right here. But then I lose all those points. That's the problem. See, this is what happens when you don't play a route for... Yeah, it's the same for me to wait because the train is still parked there. That little train right there, parked at my station where I'm supposed to stop at. I think, in theory, I think I'm supposed to go over here, but I can't. Because if I could move the switch, I would just pull into the station right here. So I think there's a glitch of some kind. Okay, it's got 2 more minutes left. Before we're officially late. And it's still sitting there. That means I'm losing all these points right here. It's gonna be, that's 20,000 points we would have had at the end. I'm just like, I don't even have the energy to be angry anymore. I really don't. I'm just so disappointed. You just never know from one moment to the next. Anything that you pick is going to have a problem like this. I don't know what to tell you, Dovetail Games. I'm not even going to bother putting a trouble ticket in because... Oh, there we go. All right. Finally. Bloody hell. You've got to be kidding me. And he's going to pass me. I'm thinking they were supposed to be going the other direction. Or, you know, that they were going to keep going the way we were... See, that's what is so frustrating because you don't know if it's a glitch or if that's just how it's designed. But that's just something that was happening on the... Jesus. You know, at this point, I hate to say this, but instead of deleting Division 2, I might end up deleting Train Symbol 2 off my hard drive. I cannot take this sort of silliness anymore. It just... Because there's been so many bugs, you don't even know what's like legit and what's a bug. Now, of course, we're late. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to do as soon as we wrap this up real quick, I'm going to try to run and hop over to, you know what we can do? Well, no, it's going to end the stream. Dang it. Stand by, folks. Just stand by. I'm going to end this one, and we're going to do a quick... I'm only going to do it on Twitch. Okay? Just look for it on Twitch. Nick, if you're still here. I'm gonna see if I can't show you how I went supersonic in the F-14. Real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. Alright, take care, Amela. Enjoy your day at work. Sorry to see you go. Yeah, we're gonna do something fun here real quick. Anyway, alright. Yeah. So I'll end this stream, and I'm just gonna change something in Twitch, and then we'll wrap it up. So yeah, real quick. All right. Well, we got a gold at least, thank God. I was so worried we were gonna end up losing those points. All right. I'll be right back. Stand by. I'll see you in